Let's talk about trauma dumping. First of all, what is it? A trauma dump is when somebody overshares about a difficult, painful, or traumatic experience in their past. It may be in the course of an ongoing conversation with somebody where something reminding that individual of a past traumatic experience arises and they feel pulled to share. It may be sitting randomly with somebody in a moment of despairing loneliness or feeling lost or triggered by trauma, where somebody happens to walk by and bear witness to the traumatic moment that you're navigating. The compulsion to trauma dump is actually a natural one. So often, when we survive traumatic, difficult things, there's nobody there to bear witness to our stories, especially if we've experienced and survived childhood or developmental trauma. A core part of complex trauma is being alone and isolated in the trauma with nobody there to help us navigate and process through it successfully. And from that framework, trauma dumping is a way our mind and our body system is calling out and saying, please see me in the pain and the trauma of what has happened. Unfortunately, trauma dumping is inviting our mind and our body to go back and revisit the story of the past. And as we know, those traumatic sensory details will continue to light up our brain to think even more intensely and deeply about what happened, in effect, triggering our brain and our nervous system even more. The trauma dumping can actually be re traumatizing. Furthermore, heartbreakingly, after a trauma dump, there's often what Brene Brown calls a vulnerability hangover. As their system starts to calm down and return to a sense of homeostasis, the mind and the body system go, oh my gosh, what did I just share? And we'll start to loop through and ruminate on the overexpression and discussion of the trauma from the past, worrying about the social ramifications of it. We're still triggered from discussing it and now prioritizing that stimuli even more than it had before. So a couple key things that I really want you to hear here. Trauma dumping is our mind and our body system saying, I need my story to be heard. And that's natural and that's okay. But trauma dumping can be very dangerous if it's not done in a healthy, safe environment with a trained individual who can thoroughly and respectfully hold space for the journey and also help you co-regulate through their nervous system if you're getting activated, or support you in attuning and calming down in the moment if you're noticing that your mind and your body are getting overly active and even possibly reactive to the information that you're sharing. And also having the opportunity to process through and discuss and explore the after effects of the trauma story are critical for ongoing health and well-being, as well as the trauma journey. It's natural to want to be heard in our story. And when we are going back to the past, we want to make sure that we are doing it with safe people who have the skills to sit with us within the story so that we are actually healing the wounds of the past by being authentically and compassionately heard and creating a new way forward.